Very excited to find out all about this lady who's done extremely well on our phone lines. Let's welcome one of our psychics. It's Fiona. Hello, Fiona.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Fiona. How are you?
Yes, very, very good. Yeah. Looking forward to talking.
Looking forward to finding out all about you. Just before we went live, I was finding out whereabouts in the world you are, because it's a bit windy where I'm here in the UK, and I was saying, are you, experiencing similar things? And you're up in Ireland, I believe.
Yeah, I'm in Northern Ireland. I'm actually in a town called Omagh, County Tyrone.
Have you lived there all your life? Are you born and bred Irish?
Yeah, born and bred Irish. Yeah, I have relatives from Southern Ireland as well. So my grandfather would have been Southern Ireland and Donegal. But I was born in a town called Castleberry in County Tyrone.
Oh, wow. Amazing accent. Love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you said there's a storm brewing outside, but is there a storm brewing with some of the people you're speaking to at the moment? Because obviously you're working on the phone lines and Ask the Answer,
Yeah.
and you've been doing it for an extremely long time. But how are people feeling at the moment that you're speaking to?
I would actually seem to attract an awful lot of people that are dealing with emotional issues, not feeling right about themselves, relationships, things like that. Just unsure where to turn, maybe stuck at a crossroads and just unsure where to go in life.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be the energy that I attract. But then it goes through in stages too. There can be different sort of times that you will attract different topics,
Yeah.
At the moment, it seems to be an awful lot of that. And a lot of people are struggling emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because there's a lot of high energies and things like that, and people just need that wee bit of comfort and that bit of advice and that bit of reassurance that everything's going to be okay. And, you know, so
Do
it's
you
sort
get that towards the end of the year more, that because people are coming towards the
yeah,
end of the year and they don't want to go into the new year with the same
yeah.
old rubbish, the same old things? They want to try and nip it in the bud, see if they can resolve it, or see whether it's got some mileage to keep going. And I suppose that it's a bit of a goalpost for some people, isn't it? At Christmas time, are you going to stay with them for the Christmas period, or is it now time to call it a day so you can start afresh in the new year?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. And people, that's what I'm saying. An awful lot of people come to me. I'm an intuitive reader, so I pick up
Mhm.
on emotions. I channel live. So at the time, so I'm channeling from my guides and from my angels and from loved ones in heaven that are connected to them as well. And I'm giving them information that they need to hear at that time. And
Yeah.
an awful lot of people are coming and they're just stuck in life and they just don't know where to turn. So you're
Yeah.
offering that comfort and reassurance.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
so where did this all come from? When did it all start for you? Is it something that you came into quite an early age in your stage in your life, or have you come into it at a later stage?
Well, when I was younger, I would have always, thought of people, and they would have contacted me, or even in school or college. Like I would have, say somebody was finishing a sentence, I would already know what they were going to say at the end and things like that. But I sort of thought everybody knows that. You know what I mean? I never passed much remarks on it.
Mhm.
If I thought of somebody, they would either ring me or come through the door. Do you know what I mean? It was them sort of things, like your sixth sense.
Yeah.
Again, I probably never thought much of it, and I was sort of suppressed in life, and I was, you know what I mean? I was doing an awful lot. I had a busy life, believe it or not, because I was at college years ago and I actually studied computers.
Mhm.
Okay, which is completely different in this.
Yeah.
And then I went on to have my kids and stuff like that. So I have 5 children. And then it was only, say, about 7, 8 years ago that I kept getting drawn to doing meditations, because I was so bogged down in life, I didn't really have time to even look into my spiritual side. My brother actually died
I'm
11
not
years.
surprised with 5 children. You probably need some meditation in your life.
Yeah. So my brother died. How initially most of it started then was because I would have dreamt and things happened long before this here. But then my brother passed away 11 years ago, a sudden death, and he was living in England. And after he died, he kept leaving me signs, and I knew it was from him. It was shiny
Mhm.
5Ps with his year that he died, 2014. And that's all started. The robins started coming and knocking on my window and
Yeah.
things like that. So the signs just kept coming and coming and coming. And I had a profound experience one day. And there was one day that my son, it was come back probably about 7, 8 years ago. Can't remember exactly the year, but my son had to go for tests, and I had to leave in a sample into the doctors, and the doctors had rung me that Monday and said, "Oh, we need to see him."
Mm-hmm.
So as a mother, I started to sort of say, like, I hope he's okay. I was really concerned, obviously, and things like that. So that particular night, I prayed to my brother in heaven, and I
Mm-hmm.
prayed to Padre Pio, the saint. The next morning, I came into my work, and the way the phone system was at that stage, and I don't know if you remember a phone system like this, but whenever you answered the phone, you could actually hear the person, so you had to press the button to not hear them. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
And there was, because I was selling furniture at the time, and there was a customer standing there with me, and I answered. The phone rang at work, and I answered the phone. And it's on the phone. There was this message. So this is a message from the Holy Spirit. Your prayers have been heard and answered. I
No.
honestly, and my ex-partner was there, his dad, and a customer
Well,
that was paying me a deposit on furniture, and I was like, "What was that?" And she says your prayers have been heard and answered. And I prayed the night before to my brother, and I prayed to Padre Pio, and I was like, "What is going on?" And there was this like big other speech after that. There said that there, and then I had so many profound experiences after that. There was
and was your son okay?
My son was perfect. The phone the next day, I left in another sample the next day, and the next day they phoned and it was clear.
Wow.
It was unreal. That was a
Wow.
Tuesday, and this happened on the Monday, and that was a Tuesday. Or sorry, that happened on the Tuesday morning, because on the Monday I got the news to bring him in, and then on Tuesday morning I got that phone call, and then I had left in another sample that morning, but I had got the phone call prior to me getting the phone call from the doctor, and I got a phone call that evening saying everything was clear.
Yeah. Wow. There you
On,
go. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh God,
yeah,
it's not scary, but it's just like it's
yeah,
amazing that these things can, when you do really put that out there to the universe and to whoever you believe in above you, how things can really turn around like that, or you get those signs and you get those messages. And very much like you, when my loved ones have passed, more with my mum and my dad, I've had signs come through again, either in my dreams or it has been randomly. I'll start singing like one of my mum and dad's old songs, which is I never sing their songs, or it's not even something that I would normally just naturally go and play on the I was gonna say radio, but on in the car or wherever I might be, because it's not in our genre. But randomly I'll start singing a song, and my husband will go, "Isn't that your parents or your dad's favorite song?" And I was like, "Oh my God, it is!" And it was the day of his anniversary of him passing,
yeah.
and it was like I get little signs like that and symbols and things that feel very powerful and strong, because I'm not someone that dreams all the time. When I go to bed, I'm out of it. So when I do get these dreams, it's very poignant at a point in my life, or it's actually an anniversary of one of them passing.
Yeah, it's unreal. There's so many different ways that you can actually receive things as well. You can get flicker of lights, you can get feathers, you can get butterflies, you can get robins, you can actually get smells. So say, for example, you had a granny that used to bake bread, you'll get smells through. Or if you had maybe a grandfather or anybody that used to smoke, people can get tobacco smells. Like, see, for example, yesterday I was in a room and I was like, what, is there something on fire here? Smell of fire. And
Yeah.
I knew then it was very, very strongly coming through. Do you know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
even smelled talcum powder at times, and I know it's a granny, or not a granny, sorry, an aunt in heaven that would have liked the talcum powder. And I would smell it, and it smell, like
Yeah.
but it's crazy the amount of ways that you can actually get the signs through from
Yeah.
people. Don't realize a lot of people, it's great to be able to educate people as well, because a lot of people are getting signs and don't even realize that they are coming from spirit. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It
Yeah.
gives them
Yeah.
so much comfort and reassurance that they're not alone, that their loved ones are here, that their guides are here, that their angels are around them. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
is great comfort and reassurance for them to know, because some people feel very alone and feel they
Yeah.
have no help, they have no support network there. Do you know what I mean? But you actually do. They're always around you.
Yeah,
And
I love it when things like that happened. I had another really, really strong message. So recently my mum passed a few years ago now, but when we moved to our new house, quite soon after she passed away, she loved Easter and had all my family come over, like my brother and his family come over. And when my dad passed away, my mum planted the forget-me-not flower. And then she also renamed her house as Forget Me Not, don't forget me, to her husband. And then we were all here. Easter was a special time. We were all here, and literally we were all just talking about my mum. We looked up into the sky, and there was a love heart that had been drawn out. And then we looked up. When we looked it up, they were doing it for Forget Me Not, for again the people that had passed away around the Easter period. It was from like the Air Forces. They were up there and they were doing like a message to all the loved ones. But in the actual message, it said "Forget Me Not," and it was just so like, wow, what's that love heart all about? What are we all just seeing this, or was this like? It was so bizarre, but we were like, that's definitely a message from my mum. And then when we looked up what it was, again, it was just in remembrance of people that has passed away. It was incredible.
It's unreal. I've actually seen in the sky, like I will get an indication to take a photograph. I don't take photographs all the time. I will get an indication, take a photograph. I get a spiritual nudge, and I will take a photograph, and it's unreal, the photographs that I've actually taken and what's on them.
Mm-hmm.
I've had visions of saints in my photographs. I've had visions of dogs in my photographs. I've had vision of other animals in my photograph. I've had my dad that's passed over 4 years ago, and the photographs profoundly.
And do you need special cameras for that, or is that just on an
No,
everyday camera?
just on my phone.
Yeah,
Just on my phone. Hence,
you often can pick up orbs, can't you, on pictures and things like that? Is it orbs, or is it actually you can see like the image
No,
of
I
it?
can actually see. Yeah, I've had a load of things on my phone. Like I've had profound images that have just appeared, and like my dad's face. I've a photograph there. My dad's face is on it in the clouds. I have ones of hearts, of ones of dogs, I've ones of dragons, I've ones of other animals. I've actually got also I've a slide rope mirror in the house.
Mm.
One night I was sitting down in my bed. I was like, what's that there? My mirror. And I was like, what is that? Like, I looked over and I took a video so people would know if I took a photograph. Sometimes they think, oh, you've edited that photograph, and they think you're
Yeah.
putting it up or whatever. But I took a video to prove the fact it was there. And it is Jesus and a whole congregation of people around him. And I've still got the video. And
Wow.
it's still on my slide rope. I haven't took it off. It's a mirrored slide rope and it's still on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, what do people say when they see that? Oh, it's just your imagination. Or do actually people go, no, you can't deny that is actually there?
God. Well, some people will be skeptical, and obviously everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And you will see what you're meant to see at that time. Do you know what I mean? I've great belief in that. So if you're meant to see it, you're meant to see it. If you're not meant to see it, you're not meant to see it. And though you will get skeptical people, but I know and I trust and I believe. And I get guidance to know that it isn't something stupid, or like there's so many signs if you look out for them. It's about being still in the moment. A lot of people are too busy in lives, and of course I can understand that because I was one of those people. Or like hamsters on wheels. But once you still your mind, and once you really focus and connect to your higher self, you will start to see and raise your vibration. You'll start to see the signs more profoundly as time goes on. You know what I mean? It's unreal,
And what do you believe? Because even when my children sometimes ask me, and it's I've always myself, I think, from being in the sort of spiritual world and working in that environment, and then obviously having my everyday life going on, I've always believed that when you, and again, correct me if I'm wrong or you have a different thought, because everyone has different opinions, but I've always believed that when you pass away, that your energy, your soul, your spirit still lives on. You just don't have that body form anymore, and that's is something that you can still pick up and feel around you sometimes. Or I have that's how I believe things. I think that's a nice thing that my children to know that I'm always going to be here. You might not be able to see me, but you're able to feel my energy around still. I'll still be present. Whereas my brother is very much like, when you die, that's it. It's like, okay, he's very black and white.
The soul lives on 100%. You just pass over, your spirit pass over. You go in through, I believe, do your life reflection, you do your life review, because you've often heard of people having experience where they've seen their life before them, and then they come back sometimes to actually tell the tale. Do you know what I mean? Into this lifetime. And I've known a few people like that, but your soul lives on. That's how you actually readers are able to read the energy blueprint of the person. Like as readers, we wouldn't be able to do that if the soul didn't live on, because everybody is leaving an energetic blueprint here on the earth, and everything's held in Akashic records up there. Do you know what I mean about the person? So your whole, I believe in reincarnation as well. Some people don't believe in that, but I believe in that 100%, because I know I've been here many lifetimes. Also, I've been in my past lives. I've actually meditated into past lives. So do you know what I mean? I've great belief in that. You do reincarnate and you're here, and sometimes you will go up there after passing here and you might stay for a while and you'll help people on the earth, because there's people up there that are actually teaching people here on the earth to take on different roles. Some of them want to come back and maybe do something that they haven't accomplished in this lifetime, because before we come here to this earth, we decide before we come here what we're going to do. A lot of people find that hard to believe at times, because some people go through an awful lot of trials, as we know. But the thing is, we have made that soul contract before we come here what we're going to do in this lifetime. Now, sometimes some people will never be open to it, and sometimes people will not maybe accomplish what they're meant to accomplish. And I do believe that they have to come back then and re-accomplish that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You're not the first person that said this, and I've heard a few times where people say that you choose your soul contract, and I mean, how do you perceive it that you do that? Are you talking to someone? Are you, where do we go where we think, well, I'm going to decide I'm going to be this person in this life?
Yeah, no, I do 100% believe that, through my work and through my teachings and through my meditations and through my research and through my experiences spiritually. You do make that soul contract. You 100% do. Make that soul contract what you're going to do in this lifetime. And anything that you experience in this lifetime, whether it be for your good or for bad, is all lessons. Okay? You meet the people in this lifetime as a lesson or a blessing. Do you know what I mean? Something keeps getting repeated to you and keeps getting repeated. It's something you need to stand up, stop, look, listen, and learn from. And that's 100% true, because you'll keep getting repeated. Because some people will say, I'm really stuck and this keeps happening, this keeps happening, this keeps happening. That's because in a way they're not stopped looking and listening. They're allowing it to happen, if that makes sense. And once they stand in their own true power and understand and know that they have to take action. And I have met a lot of people like that, because sometimes in my readings I feel I'm doing like a spiritual counselor, if that makes sense, but it's been guided from above. Do you know what I mean? But I have 100% belief in soul contracts.
You mentioned Akashic records. What are those for people that are listening that might not too sure?
Yeah, Akashic records are records that are held about every single individual, every individual soul, and it's all about, your soul contract will be in it, your past lives will be in it, what you're going to do this lifetime. I've been able to take people into meditations to go and check their soul contract and see what they're going to be doing. You know what I mean? Archangel Metatron is the keeper of the Akashic records.
Right. That's what I was getting at earlier. Like, where are we getting this from, and who is that?
It's Archangel Metatron. He's the keeper of the Akashic records, so he's the one in charge of the Akashic records.
Is he an angel? Is it someone who's lived?
He's an archangel. Yeah, I have Metatron around me. Now, we will have guides. Like, I could have similar guides to somebody else here. We'll always have a guardian angel that comes with us to the earth, or a unique guardian angel, but we will have spirit guides and guides that are similar to other people on the earth. Do you know what I mean? Because they can be with many people at one time. But Archangel Metatron is in charge of the Akashic records. So now, not everybody probably initially can just go. It takes a lot of work. Do you know what I mean? This takes a lot of practice, a lot of meditation, a lot of raising your vibration. It's not just a thing that you can just automatically just do. I do believe that everybody's spiritual. I 100% believe that. I believe some people are not open to it, but I do believe everybody has the ability to tap on to their inner wisdom.
And do you believe that Archangel Metatron was somebody who lived on this earth plane, or has never been on this earth plane?
Was Archangel Metatron on this airplane? I do believe, but I'm getting a yes when I am asking that question, because I
Mhm.
always trust my guidance and trust what I get channeled on.
Okay.
Very much so, and it just came in straight away. And I'm actually clairvoyant and clairaudient, so I can
Yeah.
hear, see, feel, know spiritually. So I'm a clairvoyant, so I can see, and then I can hear spiritually, but I can also know, which is your claircognizance, and I can also sense, which is your clairsentience. But I actually got a yes and I got a tick, so I got two confirmations there. I do believe that he got there. Now you can check that out and let me know if I'm telling you the right thing. But I'm getting that indication that
Wow.
he did work there at one
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when did you realize that you had this special ability? You know, when did you start seeing people coming back for more readings or getting that confirmation, you know, from your professional work? You're obviously doing it in your own everyday life and then taking
Yeah.
it professional. You know, when did it really sort of, you know, really take off for you?
Yeah, it really sort of took off, I would say, more so in the last sort of 5 or 6 years.
Hmm.
Because prior to that, and anybody out there, it's confidence and it's building trust with your guides. It's building that relationship with your guides. It's building that confidence in yourself,
Yeah.
because you're working with your higher self. And sometimes your mind can come in and say, oh, what are you hearing? Is this correct? And
Mm.
it's mind over matter. So it's a matter of trust in yourself. And once I started to get feedback and people saying, oh my God, this happened and that happened, and what you said was completely accurate. And that's when you start to build your confidence. Now,
Yeah.
to be honest, I get nervous anxiety every time I go to do a reading, which is a good thing in a way, because the thing is, it shows that you're authentic as a reader. Do you know
Yeah.
what
You
I
want
mean?
to get back.
Your other readers get that as well, because this isn't an ego based. This all comes from a space of love and light, and any reader that reads authentically will come from a space of love and light. So that's where you need to. It's about building your relationship with your guides and building, that energy. But I got built my confidence because people were coming back and saying, you know, giving you confirmations that things were true, and do you know what I mean? And it's a great, great feeling to be able to help people
Yeah.
and get that comfort back that they're saying to you, that this happened and that happened, and
What's
you
the
were spot on
longest?
with this.
What's the longest time you've had a client or two for? You know, is it like years? Is it, you know, is it just for a few months? Do they just dip in and out?
No longer, yeah. I've
Yeah,
regular people all the time. Yeah, I've regular
like
people.
going to a hairdresser.
I have people that ring me every week, believe it or not. But I have also people that regularly come back. Yeah, so it's more years rather than
Yeah,
months. Do you know what I mean?
it's
So
like when you find a personal trainer or find a hairdresser or someone that you trust, you keep going back to them all
exactly.
the time because yeah, you get that connection. You have that. Yeah, you're in sync with one
Yeah.
another.
The thing is, I channel live as well, so I haven't got a good memory. Okay, which is a good thing, because I channel live. So whenever I go to do a reading on the spot, I'm actually channeling live. So I will not remember what I've said to that person before. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So they will know then that I'm authentic. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? Because whenever I'm telling, they'll say, "Oh, you told me that before." I said, "Would not remember," because when I'm channeling live, I'm working with my guides, I'm working with my angels, I'm working with their guides, I'm working with my saints. Do you know what
Mhm.
I mean? My
Yeah,
archangels. There's so many guides there. You've actually got spiritual animals as well. That's another topic of a conversation. But you've so many guides there. It's unreal. You know what I mean? You've
yeah.
guides, you've archangels, you've angels, you've spirit guides.
Mm.
You've got your saints, you've got your loved ones in heaven. So I'm actually an intuitive reader. I don't
Mhm.
use the cards to read. I actually use them because some people want, you know, to see cards or hear from the cards. But I'm also a medium, so a medium's slightly different because a medium will connect to loved ones in spirit, whereas a
Mm.
card reader will read cards and they might necessarily do mediumship.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm also a healer, believe it or not. So I'm an emotional physical healer. So I find that there really helps me in readings as well, because I can tune into emotions very
Yeah.
well, so I know how
That's
people
amazing.
are really feeling within.
Yeah, no, really, really good. And what do your family think about you being a psychic? Are they, you know, are they very supportive? Do they just let you crack on with it? Are they intrigued themselves to know a little bit
Yeah.
about it? Have you ever done readings for them?
Believe it or not, I have 5 kids, right? As was said at the beginning.
Yeah.
My oldest boy probably is, but he doesn't open up to it. But my other 4 kids are very intuitive. My youngest boy, he's got autism and ADHD, and he can speak to my daddy in heaven. He's
Yeah.
very, very tuned in. My other kids are as well. Like, I would think of my daughters, and they would text me at the same
Yeah.
time. Things like that we notice. They have up the reading now. I got Callum a wee set of cards. The wee boy, he's 13, and he has been on a few lives with me and stuff like that. He doesn't really particularly like doing it. They think sometimes oh mummy, there's a number. Look, you're saying about the numbers. They'll joke with me about things, but at the same time, then they'll come back and ask me. They'll come back and they'll say to me, you know, I've lost my track now, sorry, but they'll come back to me and they'll ask me, then maybe, oh, can you do a wee reading for me? Do you know what I mean? Then they come back and then they'll say, do you reading? I actually done a reading for my son's friend one day there, believe it or not. I was very surprised because young people, you wouldn't think they'd want them, but yeah.
I suppose that if they can help them in any way and they're open to it, then that's great. I always find it's brilliant as well with more of the younger generations that are psychics, because as you get older, like you said, you have your children, you have your business, you have your family going on, and then later on when they've flown the nest or they're a little bit older, you then have more time to go into it and open up to it because it's not so hectic. But when someone is a bit more of a younger psychic, it's quite impressive that they are tuned in at an early age and be able to focus on that without getting distracted with everything else that's going on in their everyday lives, that they have come into it quite at an early stage.
Yeah, because I believe, whenever we're born into this life, we're born pure, okay? And I believe that life, comes out, obviously we're here to do our soul contract, of course. But the thing is, if you ever notice, like babies from a young age are looking all around them, they're seeing stuff, they're seeing orbs, they're seeing loads of different stuff, you know what I mean? And life suppresses you because you're working from your creative side when you're very, very young. Then you go to school and then you start learning logical stuff, so your creative side sort of suppressed.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's actually what happens. And then you go through your life and then life suppresses you and you get challenges. And do you know what I mean?
And that's why they were saying about children that are, either are slightly autistic, or if they are very autistic, or if they have any sort of learning challenges, that sometimes they are more open in other areas, 100%. Like tapping into more spiritual side of things.
100%. I have 3 kids with special needs. So I have a daughter who's autism. My son's got ADHD, and my youngest is autism and ADHD. And like the kids with autism are very sensitive to energies. Around the moon energies, like at the minute, like I was getting headaches for 3 days before the moon energy, even though I keep myself very grounded and very protective. That's another subject that needs to be talked about as well, because people don't actually realize we're energy within a human body, and if we don't protect our energy or we don't ground our energy, we are going to feel distorted. Like we're going to feel like there's something going on. Do you know what I mean? We'll be getting headaches, we'll be getting like dizziness, things like that. Of course, talk to a medical professional if you're getting symptoms as well. But the thing is, a lot of it can be spiritual, to be honest with you. It can be ascension symptoms. And children with autism are very highly attuned to energies. Really attuned.
This is probably great to if you're happy to, this is probably great to talk about this, because there are probably lots of parents that might be listening to this that probably think, nobody understands me, nobody gets me, they might have a little bit of support, they might have no support, and they might find that maybe like yourself, that they are picking up things. And we often see, obviously, them covering their ears or putting headphones on because of, again, being so sensitive. From your own experience and things, maybe any tips or anything that they could be aware of, or how to help them in any way, if they do believe that they have a psychic child.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very open with my children, okay, and I'm very open with Callum and stuff. And tips would be like, even have lavender in the room. Some people don't like lavender actually, but even put lavender on the feet. You could be lavender oils just to calm the child down. Also, meditation is fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant for children, with special needs as well, and with coping with the energies, because they don't like, and a great way to get the good set of headphones as well, and let them listen to the meditations through that, because as you say, they don't like the loud noises. Like I know with Callum with autism, he moves out around an awful lot. And I even notice myself now, even with the high energies, my energy is elevating. I'll notice myself doing things a wee bit like Callum, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what is going on here? So I can understand. Because he has ways of stimming and things like that, which is an autistic thing, you know, like he's regulating. And it's probably it's through with energies coming in, you know. As I say, they are highly spiritual. So things like that, getting out in nature as much as possible if they possibly can. I know some children don't really want to go outdoors. I can understand that because my own children are similar. But
Yeah.
thing is, if you can put on even nature meditations, water meditations are fantastic. Water's very, very calming. Very calming. Nature meditations, like nature sounds. Get a wee salt lamp in the room is a very good thing. Even get a wee lavender sort of, you can get the, I can't remember the name of the wee diffusers, is it? You can put
Yeah.
lavender into a diffuser and have that going out around the room. That would be fantastic for children with special needs. Now, obviously, some people mightn't like lavender, and I've come across a few people that don't actually like lavender. They think they don't like the smell of it, you know. But putting things on feet like wee calming sort of oils and things like that, you know. Through the feet, you can get so much through the feet as well. Do you know what I mean? But soothing meditations are absolutely brilliant, you know.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a guided meditation, even if it's just sound or frequencies, you know. And there's so many of them up on YouTube, it's unreal, like, you know, the amount of things you can actually find, you know.
Because as a psychic, you often have to, well, not always, sorry, not off. I can't go, not, I've lost my train of thought now. So as a psychic, what I'm trying to say is that you have to protect yourself, you know, from obviously
100%.
coming in, you know, you have to do these techniques, whatever it might be. People do different things. But as a child that has learning disabilities, they could be very much open to it all the time. Hence, they don't like all the noise. So, I mean, you mentioned obviously ways of calming them down, but is there sort of a technique that they can use, or would it be a meditation that would protect them from these spirits that are coming towards them that they're picking up on?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. People don't realize we're spirit within a human body, okay? So we're energy, you know. So we're gonna, if we're open to other people's energy, we're gonna take on that energy, whether it's high energy or low energy. So the thing is, you ask Archangel, what I advise people to do, and even with children, you can get Archangel meditations on YouTube. But you can actually do this really, really quickly yourself, grounding and protecting. So basically, you ask Archangel Michael in, you ask him to surround you with this blue bubble of light, or some people like to wrap a cloak around them. Ask them to cut the cords of negativity and fear from your aura. You then imagine roots going out of your feet, because we've all energy systems within our bodies. So we've all chakra systems. So we've got our crown chakra here, that's an energy center. We've got our third eye here. We've got our throat here. We've got our heart chakra here. We've got our solar plexus. We've got our sacral, and we've got our root. And from our root chakra, just imagine threads coming down our legs, down onto our feet. Imagine the threads going down through the layers of the earth and anchored to the earth's core. But if you want to keep that simple, that would be okay for adults. But you want to keep it simple for children. Children would be better listening to that meditation.
Yeah.
Visualization is fantastic. After a while, they could get on to the visualization. But another one, a natural way to ground, is barefoot in nature. So barefoot grass, which is not always possible in this type of weather. So going to ground barefooted as well, because shoes carry so much. Shoes actually block. Do you know what I mean? You get the natural energies. So do you notice sometimes children, maybe, well, space it, they'll run around barefooted because they know that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
And they are grounded. Like that, grounding mats is another one you can actually get. Or
right.
blankets, weighted blankets or grounding mats is another one that you can get with children, that you find the energies are stimulated, you know. But definitely meditations. Archangel Michael is the protector. Okay, so he is blue. So he has his shield. If you look up the properties, or you know, the characteristics of Archangel Michael, just ask him to protect you. I do this daily. Maybe twice daily at times. Ask him to protect you, ask him to surround you in a bubble of light. You can step into the bubble of light and ask him to cut away cords of negativity and fear from your energy field. And then by grounding from your root chakra at the base of your spine, Imagine two red threads going down your legs, down into your feet, out through your feet, down through the layers of the earth, wrapping them around the earth's core, and then
Mm.
I'll come back up and connect to source. But that's another added thing, you know what I mean? But as long as you're grounded and protected, because at the moment, to be honest with you, the energies that are coming in, and there's been a lot of, there was a full moon, was it, or a new moon that was there a couple of days ago, and I'm finding like the energy strong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's so many ascension symptoms you can get as well. You can get nauseated, you can get headaches, you can get ringing in the ears, you can feel off kilter, you can feel like dizziness coming on, and
Yeah.
that, not knowing what is going on with you. Disturbed sleep's another one. Waking up. I'm sure that you're familiar with some people that talk about that, but they can
Yeah.
all be symptoms of ascension and your energies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
You know
some people,
what? As you were talking, Fiona, I was just thinking you would make great storybooks for children. You know, for children that do have either learning disabilities. You know, doing like stories about how to protect themselves. You know, and incorporating that
yeah,
psychic sense into it as well, where you know it's not a scary thing, but just how you talked about, you know, channeling someone through, and you know the roots and your chakras. What great storybooks they would make for children, but especially from your own sort of personal experience as well.
yeah, yeah. I just whenever I'm talking, I don't know what I'm going to say before I talk, so I just talk it out. You know what I mean? As I said, I wasn't
Yeah.
even prepared for this today, but I just talk it in a way that I feel that it'll be easy for people to understand. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The way that
Yeah.
I would like to be taught. You know, because a lot of course, I've went to development circles and things like that, but a lot of my own development I've done myself
Mm-hmm.
from researching, from studying, from meditating. I meditate every day.
Yeah.
When you're doing this full time as a profession,
Mm.
I feel you have to,
Take it
because
serious.
with
Yeah.
so many things going on around the world, you know, and it's how you're reacting to it to keep yourself in that zone and to keep your energy high. Do you know what I
Definitely.
mean?
And you have that quote, isn't it? Preparation is the key. And I totally believe that, because even in my own work, if I don't prepare, then I know it's not going to be, you know, obviously you can, you know, freestyle, and sometimes it's organic and it's great. But often you need to have things in place beforehand, looking after yourself and making sure that you're focused and that you haven't got other distractions for you to deliver whatever it is that you need to deliver. You can't simply just rock up and, you know, deliver a presentation or rock up and do a class. You might be able to do it for a little bit, but it's going to catch up with you, and you're going to think, oh, now I need to prepare for something. I need to bring something to the table.
Exactly. It's not easy. 100%
Mm.
isn't easy. And I've had a lot of challenges in my life, and I still to this day have different challenges, of course, to do, because I'm constantly with the kids and things like that. You know, I've only got one at school now at the minute, which is not too bad, but challenges with their statement. And like my kids, three younger kids are statement. But do you know what I mean? And I can understand the challenges of parents with special needs. But
Mm.
God for my spirituality, because my spirituality has kept me level headed.
Yeah.
Because life does throw curveballs at you. And whenever you know that you have a spirit team working for you and
Mm-hmm.
working for your highest good, and you know how to connect to them, it's an absolutely amazing thing to actually know. And I would advise anybody that's thinking, even if they just meditate, even if they don't want to get into maybe the whole shebang of spirituality, but even to meditate, even
Mm.
to ground, even to get out in nature, even to connect to their higher self, even to sit in their own true power, and be still in the moment. Being
Yeah.
still in the moment. A way back, if somebody had said to me, be still in the moment, I said, I can't be still in the moment. I have
Mm.
things to do. And now I'm still in the moment. And I will sit there sometimes and just be still and connect with myself. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
such a powerful thing to do, you know.
It is. Yeah.
Um, and life throws that many curveballs at you when you're still in the moment. You just feel peace, body, mind, and soul. And you're like, you know, you just feel, and it's not power, it's not ego. Like, it's not about an ego. It's about powerful as in a spiritual sense, coming from
Yeah.
the love and light. And you know, you've got unconditional love from above. You know what I mean? It's a really fantastic feeling to have, you know. Uh,
Definitely. So what's next for you? Obviously, you've been doing this for such a long time. Is it just more of the same? Do you have any more goals that you want to achieve? Is there
I
anything
have a
else on
load of
your bucket
stuff.
list?
I have a load of stuff. I do think my journey is progressing, and I do feel I'm going to be. I actually feel myself. I've had visions of it, I actually feel I've done a bit of automatic writing. I don't know if you know what that is.
Oh
So
yes,
I
yeah,
wrote from the soul. So I've done automatic writing. Okay, I
yeah.
actually write on meditations and stuff. So I write them from my guides.
Oh
I can
nice.
do trance mediumship. I don't know if you've ever heard tell of trance.
No, not that one. No.
Trance is where the spirit guide comes through your body. So your fists would change, your voice
Ah.
changes. That all came
Oh
through
wow.
years ago. Yeah. I was lying down one day, started meditating, and started talking. I was told before that I was going to be doing trance, and then I could feel my throat going. So I talk like this person, and my face changes and stuff. I've done a bit of that, so I think I might delve. I'll be
But
delving.
even your accent changed because you've got quite a strong, obviously, accent
My
from being.
accent changes. There's a guy comes to me, and he's Prophet Isaiah, and it would freak some people out. They'd be thinking, "What on earth?"
Yeah.
I just don't can't because a few nights like in meditations, my voice would change because I teach online as well, and my voice would change. Some people were like, "What is that still Fiona?" But you know what I mean. He's got a very posh accent. You know, he's called Prophet Isaiah, and he comes through me, and he will tell people what they need to know. I've done light code as well. I don't know if you know about light code transmission.
No.
I do light code. I can talk light code. That all came through about a year ago.
What is that?
Light code is a different language. Just a different language. It's
Wow.
like I could ask for a healing light code for somebody, and I talk the light code, and they can feel it through their body.
Oh my God, you know what? You just literally just made me go, oh, there is amazing what can suddenly happen in your lives. Like you just said then, because my next door neighbor, her mum has dementia and she's not very well at the moment. And she started speaking fluent Polish. She's not from Poland. You know, there's no reason for her. She doesn't know it. And she started speaking, and they looked at what she was saying, and it was Polish that she was talking. And she's never spoken Polish in her life. And they said apparently that can happen. How incredible is that? That you've never done it, and then
Yeah,
suddenly you're speaking it or channeling it.
probably a past life. You see, it's her soul. Her soul's been in many journeys. I believe she's an old soul as well, because I believe she was quite. I'm just picking that up. She was quite sort of maybe old school or old eccentric or something like that. I'm just picking up that energy, and I
Yeah.
do. That was a past life, so that's coming.
Wow.
You ever hear tell about the foreign tongues? Do you ever
Yeah.
hear that? You know, the foreign tongues. That's what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Light code is completely different language. Now, I have spoken my sleep. My partner has told me I've spoken my sleep, and I have been speaking. I think he said to me it was Dutch or something,
Yeah.
and I don't even know how to speak it. And I was talking fluently in Dutch, like man, and Dutch. You know,
Wow. It's yeah.
that's the right way to say it. I don't know if it's called Dutch, but it's somebody. It was some nationality. Like, I cannot remember what it was now, but I remember him saying to me it happened way back about a year and a half ago, and I was talking away.
Wow. It's just, yeah. I mean, you just think how much of your brain you're not using, or how, like you said, you can connect in other ways and develop. It's just, yeah, it's just mind blowing.
I know it's crazy, but that makes you believe more because you know,
Yeah.
like as you say, if she's dementia, how on earth would she be able to? But that's the energy's coming through. Do you know what I
Mm,
mean? And obviously the old soul,
mm,
and obviously she knows this from a previous lifetime. Do you know what I mean? Because we will
yeah.
tap into things that happened to us in a previous lifetime. We will actually sometimes experience things here. And we're like, why do we experience that? It's coming from previous lifetime. Because I've been around in many lifetimes. I went back into my past lives, as I say. I've been around in Christ times. I've been around in Egyptian times. I've been around in ancient times. And one particular thing that I don't like, and now I know the reason why, I don't like going into a toilet and pulling up a handle and closing a door. I get
Mm.
very worried that I can't get that door open. And I was the time in the tombs. And I was in a tomb. You might get a chill through us to say that. Do you know, like in a tomb?
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
locked in a tomb.
Oh
Do you know
my
what I
God.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I don't like enclosed spaces. Do
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like a sailor?
Yeah, and I hear things like, people don't like things around their necks or something because either they've been hung or they've been strangled or something, and they're really funny about anything around their neck area. Yeah, I've heard stories like that before.
I don't like anything up around my neck. I don't
Hmm.
mind a chain around my neck, but I don't like anything up around my neck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah.
And
Past
people
life.
wonder why on earth am I like that there? Why? And other people are very drawn. I know from doing readings, like, and other people are very drawn because I'm an intuitive reader and because I channel live. I will get things about their past lives, and I'll know that. Say, for example, they're very much into trees, they're very much into old things, they're into old artifacts, and that's all coming from their past life as
Yeah.
well. Whenever I was younger, I used to dig holes in the ground.
Yeah.
And I up trees. I was up trees. I was a real tomboy. You know what I mean? But the thing is, very earthy, you see, and I do shamanism and everything as well, which is another ball game. But the thing is, when I read for people, sometimes I'll say, "Do you like old things? Do you like old trees? Do you like old artifacts?" As I do. As you know where that's coming from? That's coming from past life. That's coming from your soul, because they're telling you what you have done before. You know
Yeah.
what I mean,
I love horse and carriage. I'm very much always drawn to horse and carriage. So much
Victorian
so much so that I've got a little miniature Shetland that my children have outgrown. So I've taught her now to pull a cart. So we go around the village, me and her in a cart. She loves it. She's like got a little spring in her step. She pulls this little cart. Yeah, I love things like that. And even the beautiful Frisian horses with the big carriages. Yeah, I love all of that side of things.
You know this here, that's to do with Victorian times. I'm just picking
Yeah.
up because I'm actually seeing you in a horse and cart with one of them top hats.
Actually, also I just had a flashback then, because my mum did they did like a family tree, and they said that there was some like connection to, I can't remember now who it is. I'm gonna make myself a bit silly, but basically there was some royal connection in our family. I'm sure there was with lots of people. With who was it? Oh, I'm gonna have to find out the next time and get all the stuff out, but I can't remember who it is now at the top of my head. But
You know what I'm seeing? Do you know what I'm seeing? Them jackets, like I'm jackets down the gut and them wee thin sort of trousers, and then I'm seeing you with a top hat on me. I'm seeing the carriage and I'm seeing the thing. And you might have been a male in a previous, you can be different things in previous lives. I can actually see energy at times too. If the lights are dimmed, I can actually see energy in the room.
Yeah.
I can see it, you know, physically see it. But the thing is, that's a previous life, because I'm seeing sort of cobbled streets and I'm seeing like the horse and the carriage. That's why you're drawn to that. And some people are times to Egypt and pyramids and all this, and they're thinking, why on earth am I drawn to that? Because they've been there before, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also to then find out if it's relevant in your life now. Like, is there any impact it's brought over? Is there still things you need to learn, or is there a reason why you got these fears, and then you unlock that past life, and then it's just that realization, oh, now I can move on, that awareness. It's fascinating. I'm gutted that this podcast is coming towards an end. There's so much we could talk to you about. How lovely to find out all about you, Fiona, and all the ways that you work. Is there anything that we haven't mentioned that you want to say to anyone that's listening, that's thinking about coming through and having a reading with you?
Just that I'm authentic, I'm honest. I will tell you what you need to hear, not what maybe you want to hear. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because some people come for readings, and to be truthful, and that's not set in bad light, some people will come for readings and they will expect a different answer. But you will always get what you need to hear at that time, and you'll always get what's for you and for your highest good. Because before I start readings, or before I start any work on this here, I actually ask for everything for the highest good of the person, the highest good of me. Do you know what I mean? To come through, and you will always get what you are meant to hear at that time, because it's coming from a pure place of unconditional love, and they will never say you wrong. Because especially with relationship readings, some people just want to hear that that person's for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And maybe not. And we're not here to break up or out, but we're here to give the right advice, and we have to be authentic as readers, you know. So just if anybody's feeling like I can do past, present, future, I channel lives. So I'm an intuitive reader. I work with my saints and angels. I work with my guides. I work for your highest good. So if anybody's feeling or can feel my energy, or feel that, you know, it doesn't matter what topic they come with, I can give them an answer, you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, you're fully equipped with all the things you mentioned today. There's so much that people can have readings with and find out about. Just remind us what your PIN number is. Do you know what that is at the top of your head? If you want,
you know what? I don't.
Because when I was looking, did you have blonde hair on your profile?
No, there's another girl.
There's another one.
There's two of us. There's two names the same.
Let me see if I can get the right one. There we go. 700409. Does that sound right?
It could be, yeah. You know what? I didn't come prepared, so I don't even know.
Is this you?
Yes, that's me.
There you go.
I might look a bit older now.
70040 is the PIN number. It's been so lovely to speak to you, Fiona, today. Keep up the good work. You sound so intelligent and, you know, so experienced, and very fascinating to speak to you today and find out all the things that you know. So knowledgeable, especially with children, with learning challenges that they might be facing, and relating to lots of maybe parents that might be listening today. It's been brilliant to get your views on things. So Fiona, keep up that good work. Thank you so much, and we look forward to speaking to you in the future.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Uh,
Take care. Lots of love.
Thank you, Adele. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.